Once upon a time, nestled in a valley where the hills gently rolled like sleeping giants, lived a young woman named Elara. Her home wasn't a grand castle or a bustling manor, but a small, sturdy hut with a thatched roof, its walls warmed by the sun and softened by time. It stood proudly in the middle of a field that, during the warmer months, transformed into a vibrant tapestry of wildflowers. Elara didn't live alone. Her days were filled with the quiet companionship of her husband, a kind and gentle man named Finn. He had hands that were calloused from working the land, but held the softest touch when he held Elara's. Finn and Elara had built their life in this field of flowers, finding joy in the simple rhythm of each passing day. Their mornings began with the sun's gentle rays filtering through the small window, painting the stone walls with stripes of gold. Elara would rise first, her bare feet padding softly on the cool, earthen floor. She'd tend to the small fire in the hearth, coaxing it to life with dried twigs and kindling collected from the edges of the field. The crackling flames filled the hut with warmth, chasing away the morning chill. While the water heated for tea, Elara would open the wooden shutters, breathing in the fresh, sweet air. The dew-kissed flowers of the field would be in full bloom, their petals unfolding like tiny promises. Bees buzzed lazily from blossom to blossom, and the soft song of a lark echoed in the distance. Finn would soon join her, his smile as bright as the morning sun. Together, they'd share a simple breakfast of warm bread and honey, sipping their tea in comfortable silence, punctuated by the occasional chuckle or a quiet word. It wasn't a hurried breakfast. There was no rush, only the quiet joy of being together. Their days unfolded at a gentle pace. Some days, Finn would tend to the small garden patch behind the hut, carefully weeding and watering the herbs and vegetables. Elara would often sit nearby, humming a soft tune, her hands busy with spinning wool into yarn or weaving intricate patterns with dried grasses. They'd work alongside each other, not needing words to communicate, their hearts connected by the quiet understanding they shared. Other days, they would wander through the field, hand in hand. Elara would gather wildflowers, weaving them into delicate crowns for her hair, or fashioning small bouquets to brighten the hut. Finn would point out the different types of flowers, sharing stories he'd learned from his grandfather about the healing properties of some and the legends whispered about others. In the afternoons, when the sun was at its highest, they would retreat inside the hut, seeking refuge from the heat. They'd read aloud from old books they'd collected over time, or tell each other stories from their childhood. Sometimes, Elara would play a gentle melody on her wooden flute, the notes weaving a calming spell that filled the small space. They'd often fall asleep in the afternoon light, nestled together on a simple patchwork quilt. As evening approached, the sky would be painted with hues of lavender, pink and gold. Elara and Finn would sit on the small porch, watching the sunset, listening to the chirping of crickets and the soft rustling of leaves. They would share a simple meal of stew or roasted vegetables, the flavors enhanced by the peace and quiet of the evening. Before sleep, they would often gaze at the stars, their twinkling lights like diamonds scattered across the velvet sky. They'd share their dreams for the future, not grand dreams of wealth or fame, but simple dreams of a happy, peaceful life, lived together in their little hut, surrounded by the flowers they both loved so dearly. And as they drifted off to sleep, curled together under a warm blanket, their hearts were filled with gratitude for the simple life they'd built in their little field of flowers, a life overflowing with quiet joy, gentle love, and the unwavering comfort of each other's company. It was a simple life, yes, but it was a perfect life, filled with contentment,